spent my entire childhood cleaning the mansions of people who wouldn't even make eye contact with me. But today, I own the very house where I once had to use the back door. My mother worked as a live-in housekeeper for the Sterling family. I remember the smell of floor wax and the way the air felt heavy with rules. Their son, Marcus, was my age, but our worlds were galaxies apart. If I dropped a crumb on his marble floor, his father would scream at my mom for 10 minutes straight. Marcus would just stand there, laughing, holding his designer sneakers like they were made of gold. One day, I was in the library, trying to study for a scholarship exam, and Marcus walked in. He looked at my worn-out textbooks, then looked at me and ripped a page right out of my notebook. "People like you don't go to college, kid," he sneered. "You go to work. Don't waste your time dreaming." That night, I didn't cry. I just started planning. I took every spare cent I earned from cleaning garages and started buying broken electronics. I taught myself how to fix them, then sold them for profit. It wasn't glorious. It was grueling. I studied in the dark with a flashlight because we couldn't afford electricity half the time. Every time I wanted to give up, I remembered that ripped notebook page. 15 years later, the Sterling family empire was hanging by a thread due to a massive data breach. They were desperate, looking for a private equity firm to save them from bankruptcy. I walked into the boardroom. I wasn't wearing a uniform anymore. I was wearing a suit that commanded the room. Marcus sat at the end of the table, his face flushed with panic. He didn't even recognize me. He started his pitch, desperate and shaking. "We need this investment. My family's legacy depends on it." I looked at him, pulled out that same old yellowed ripped notebook page from my pocket, and laid it on the table. The room went dead silent. Marcus looked at the paper, then up at me, his eyes wide with realization. "I didn't come here to save your legacy, Marcus," I said, my voice steady. "I came here to buy it." I had the leverage. I could have left them with nothing. I could have walked away and watched them lose everything, just like they made me feel so many times. But as I saw his father sitting there, old and broken, the anger I'd been carrying for a decade suddenly felt heavy and useless. I didn't crush them. I bought the company, kept them on as employees, and forced them to work under the same rules they once imposed on us. But as I sat in my new office, looking out at the city, I realized the victory wasn't the money. The victory was that I no longer needed their approval to exist. The trauma didn't break me. It just built a ladder. Do you think revenge is the best way to heal? Or does it just keep you tied to the people who hurt you?